The next award this afternoon is a Distinguished Alumnus Award. It will be awarded posthumously to Dr. Hubert Winston Smith of the class of 1924. He was nominated by his sister-in-law, Mary McKinley Thompson, a number of years ago. But this award to him was delayed for several years for a variety of reasons, and in the interim, Mrs. Thompson has also become deceased. So I'm going to review his career for you this afternoon. Hubert Winston Smith had a remarkable career that was interestingly entwined with some historical events, as you will see. He was born in 1907 and died in 1971. Graduated from North Dallas High School in 1924. He then worked his way through school at the University of Texas, receiving an AB degree in economics in 1927 with Phi Beta Kappa distinction. Then went to Harvard Law School, where he graduated in 1930 in the top 5% of his class. He then returned to Dallas and practiced law here from 1930 to 1936. In 1936, he made a rather unusual decision for those times. He decided that in addition to his law degree, he wanted a medical degree. So he enrolled in the Edinburgh Medical School in Scotland. And thus, in a brush with history, in 1938, he found himself in Europe at the time of the Munich crisis, when it appeared that World War II was about to start. So he left Scotland, returned to the United States, and transferred to Harvard Medical School. There he worked with Dr. Alan Richards Maritz, professor and chairman of the newly created Department of Legal Medicine, and graduated with an MD from Harvard in 1941. He was appointed Rockefeller Research Fellow in the Medical Legal Research with the Harvard Medical School and the Harvard Law School from 1941 through 44. He developed a new field of clinical legal medicine and published his first national symposium on scientific proof and relation of law and medicine in 1943-44. He carried out special researches on law and psychiatry with professors of psychiatry and neurophysiology. During World War II, Dr. Smith served as a lieutenant in the Medical Corps, United States Naval Reserve, from 1944 to 1946, where he was head of the Legal Medicine Branch, Bureau of Medicine and Surgery, U.S. Navy, Washington, D.C. Another interesting historical event, he was asked by the President of the United States and the Secretary of the Navy to review the cases of 32 Marines who had been court-martialed for abandoning their duty posts in the Battle of Saipan. He developed a new code of culpability for alleged desertion in battle, showing that each man had suffered from combat fatigue and loss of group morale, thus allowing them to return to duty honorably. After the war in 1946, Dr. Smith was named a distinguished professor at the University of Illinois, serving in the graduate school, the law school, and the medical school. In 1949, he was appointed to Tulane University as professor of law, legal medicine, and university research professor of law and medicine. He was also appointed a consultant in legal medicine to the VA hospitals and to the U.S. Public Health Hospital in Fort Worth. In 1952, he became professor of law and legal medicine in the University of Texas Law School and clinical professor of preventive medicine in the UT Medical Branch at Galveston and director of the newly created Law Science Institute. He served for 3 years on the National Board of Medical Examiners, and in 1968 became Director of Interprofessional Studies at the University of Oklahoma. Dr. Smith published numerous articles in professional journals, developed symposia, and arranged one-week courses for lawyers on medical legal matters. He was listed in Who's Who in America as the father of the law science movement.